Whoa, what's good everybody? Today we have the patch notes from private beta patch 0.22. It came out yesterday and today already the patch notes were leaked, so that's great. Everybody was a bit scared to wait for a long time for that, but boom, next day they're here and we're gonna go through them right now together. So the intro basically says weaker PCs will have an easier time now. We're gonna lower your electricity bill and overall the performance should be increasing while decreasing the strain that it has on lower end PCs. Yesterday I played one round and I was lagging a bit and my laptop was so hot, like it was burning up. So I cannot confirm this yet, but I haven't really tried it out much yet. So, but all in all, I'm really excited to have better performance and lower electricity bill because my electricity comes from a solar panel. So sometimes I cannot play too much Illuvium in a day because my battery is gonna be drained. So basically this patch was more or less bug fixes and a lot of how do you say it, nerfs and balance changes. So jumping right in there, Axolotl line overall resistance is buffed of Axon, Atlas and Axodon. Sea Scorpion line, Riptorus, Ripplans all the fighters have the damage buffed a little bit because we'll come to that later. Also the Dash line, being part fighter, has their damage buffed. Ombre, Rake and Dash all get a little bit extra damage. Then we have the Anteater line, also all increased their damage of those guys. Then we have the Doker and Volante lines. Basically also all of them got a damage increase. Then we have the Lynx line. So the Arcane Lynx, the Scion Lynx, his Omega damage got nerfed a little bit, which is very nice because with the right augment he was able to one-shot everything. And then we have the Empath Lynx, the Virtuous Lynx. His Omega frequency, like the ticks, were nerfed and basically bug fixed. Instead of 0.2 seconds, it's now going to be every second. And he's not going to be this OP unkillable healer anymore. Also the missing percentage that is healed was lowered a little bit. And yeah. That's across all of them, and then we have the fighter and the rogue lynxes. Their damage was increased on all of their synergies. A lot of lynxes. So then we come to the synergy changes. Magma has been nerfed. Nerfed, by the way, if you don't know, means lowered or decreased, and buffed means increased. So the Magma synergy buffs have been lowered, so basically the tankiness when they stand on the magma field has been halved, or at least the grid per earth stack has been halved. And then the fighter now actually show, like the fighter synergy, it used to say grant an empowered attack every 2 attacks, but that wasn't true. Actually, it used to be every 2 attacks, but now it's every 3 attacks, basically. And because every 3rd attack, the empowered attack will happen, that's why all the fighters have the attack damage buff to kind of counter this. Basically, it was a bit of a bug in the description, but instead of changing the description, the effect has now been changed to match the description. So, overall nerfing the fighters, but then again buffing the fighters with overall damage increases. Then we have augment changes, so let's jump into those. Succor's gift line doesn't heal or benefit the holder themselves anymore. And then we jump to Arctic Domination, which is gonna be completely different from now on. It's gonna inflict frost to enemies within a 25 hex radius. Also the holder gets dodge chance on the stage 2, and then on stage 3 it also gains a shield. Perpetual Entropy line. It's now unchanged, but we have stage 2 and stage 3 now. So the stage 2 will gain energy regeneration and also silence immunity. And on stage 3, we gonna refund 30% of its energy cost on the first Omega cast. So overall, increasing a lot the cast frequency and the mana gain of the Illuvial. I really like the silence immunity. It gives us another thing to play around, different Illuvials that can silence. Then we got the final abounding line. And basically the critical percentage has been halved because it was too strong when combined with phantoms and other augments that give crit and stuff like this. And then the checked end, which gives you and 2 closest Illuvials stacking crit amplifier with every crit. This now has been nerfed to not appear like very frequently. Like if a pistol shrimp was shooting a laser, this would tick damage, and every tick of this would give you more crit damage. So it would ramp up really fast, but now there's a 1 second cooldown for this stacking effect of the crit amplifier. Also, the crit amplifier has been cut in half, so instead of 10%, you only get 5% now. And I think that's reasonable. I know we all loved our OP Dual F Scoriox line, but it was a bit too OP compared to the rest. It felt like if you don't have those with the right augments, you would just be so much worse. Anyway, Retribution's Call. This was buffed. It's the one that gives thorns. So you heal a bit less when you do a takedown, but the thorns have been buffed from 30 to 50. Then jumping to the Saccharine Escape, it used to give 200 energy instant when being triggered, and now it will give 20 energy regeneration for 5 seconds. So for 5 seconds you get 100 extra energy regen, and this will make it more viable for units that only have maybe 40 energy. So the 200 energy gain wasn't really viable on a unit that only has 40 energy, like it would be an overkill by 160 energy. But now with the 20 extra energy regen, you might be able to like put this on a 40 energy unit and you'll be able to get like 2-3 more Omegas off. So again, making it more viable for more Illuvials than just a few. I like the change. I also like the nerf because it used to be really good on a Rampfire, for example, getting a double Omega, but other than that, it didn't see much use. Time Respite, basically buffing it up. Instead of 4% max health every 4 attacks, now we get 5% max health every 3 attacks. So that's a huge buff, and I'm stoked for that. I really like the tanky augments. Then changes to the flex stats, which are the stats that when you put an augment on an Illuvial, you can choose 2 stats. Those have been massively nerfed. So instead of 8% attack speed, it gives now 5. Health reduced, energy resistance reduced. And the same with the greater augments. So basically, we're getting less stats from our augments. And due to this, we're gonna be way weaker because this was a big thing. So now there has been some survival mode changes to counter that. So we're still feeling the same strength as before. Now we have starting mastery points, 30 more. Instead of 120, it's 150, and I really, really like that change. It makes the early game a bit like not so grindy. You have way more mastery points to play around, and it's way easier to have a nice income early on. Like, it's way easier now to just save 100 mastery points on the first few waves than it was before, right? So I really like this change, and I understand why they had to cut the augment flex stats here, because they were really, really strong. Like, they almost felt... Most of the time I would just give a big augment to a unit because I needed the big stats, not because I needed the effect of the augment. So, and that shouldn't be like this. Then we have weapon variety. So there now should always be different classes and different synergies on the weapon. So you have a bigger variety of weapons to go around. I really like this change. It's always so cool if you have like a sword, a shield, a dagger, and a staff, and you can really, and you have all the different synergies, so you can get all the different composite synergies. You can really play around with it. But then some days we have like 3 daggers or something, and like 2 different affinities, and yeah, so this is a nice change. We're gonna have more weapon variety. Awesome. Bug fixes and optimization. So the vampiric price finally has been fixed. It's not giving too much health anymore. Really like that one. Of course, it was really broken. Performance increased. Bug fix on the FPS drops during Omegas and other FPS drops and Omega animation fixes. That's it, that's all. It's a huge balance patch. I'm so stoked that Illuvium does that and just like improves our, or really tries to balance out our gameplay experience. And yeah, I'm really stoked that the team took the time to just fix stuff on the small scale. And yeah, that's awesome. We gotta have to try all of that out. Probably gonna release another video tomorrow where we play through and really try all those things. Yesterday, we already played Triple Magma, and it was amazing. So I really understand why they nerfed Magma, because it's so strong. Like yesterday, I played Triple Magma and it carried us all the way. If you didn't see that video, it's gonna pop up right here on the screen. And thank you so much for watching. I see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Have a nice day. Not blessed. That sounds too religious. Have a wonderful, amazing day, guys. Enjoy. And I see you soon. Adios.